Hey guys, Matt Kentucky Range Time, back with another reloading quick tip. And today I have some 8.6 blackout brass. Now this is brass that I had loaded when I was doing the downloaded ladder test and checking the velocities, the minimum velocities for expansion on all these different 8.6 blackout bullets. So I had several of these that I had hit the low limit on expansion before I ran out of the ladders I had loaded. So I pulled those loads and reclaimed the bullets, reclaimed the powder, and now I'm down to, hey, I've got about 20 or 30 pieces of brass that has a good large rifle primer in it, and the neck has been expanded out when I seated the bullet previously. So what that does, that changes the neck tension. So what I need to do with these cases is I need to, and I don't have a neck sizer for 8.6, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run these back through my full length sizing die. But to do that, I need to get rid of the primer. A couple of ways of doing this. I can remove the decapping pin from my full length sizing die, and I can resize this and leave the primer in, but I also need to lube the neck so these don't get stuck. So I don't like having that lube on there and a good primer in and everything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deprime these cases in a way that I can reuse and recycle these primers, and I'm going to show that on video today. Okay, so this is going to be just a little bit awkward because I'm getting the camera right into my work area here where we can see what's going on. But long story short, we're going to take this case with the good primer, and I have my diverter removed so that it doesn't go down my primer catch tube for my spent primers. And I'm going to slowly raise this up, and with a very minimal amount of force, I'm going to eject that primer from that case. So the primer removed, that one actually fell out into the floor. But a lot of these actually go down into my brass catch pan down here. So I'm not putting enough force on these to ignite them, and I'm also not putting enough force on them to deform the cup or the anvil, which will make them reusable. As a safety precaution, I've gone all around my bench work area right here, and I've cleaned up any stray powder. The area right here just off the right of camera is also where, and that one did go down the empty primer tube, or the old primer catch tube, and I emptied that before I started. That way, if that happened, I could get those back out too. But I've cleaned up my whole work area here, so there's no stray powder laying around. That way, on the off chance that I do pop one of these, I won't have any stray powder laying around to make that flash worse than what it would be. And safety glasses. All right. So there you got it. I get this question all the time, and I see this question a lot in all the reloading groups and forums. I'm in dozens of different reloading forums and caliber-specific groups on Facebook and Instagram and MeWe and True Social. And this is one of the more common questions: is can I deprime cases with live primers and reuse them? And right here it is, guys. This is exactly how you do it. Just like that. All right, here's a look at the primers after I have removed them from the brass. And you can see these two pieces right here, the little dents in these. These actually were in rounds that had been chambered from the magazine and actually chambered in the rifle. That little dent is from the floating firing pin in the AR platform, and that doesn't really affect anything at all. And then here are the other primers. Now, what do I do with these? I immediately turn back around and I put these in good brass in my next reloading session, and I use these. I don't put them back in a sleeve. I don't put them back in my drawer. I go ahead and recycle these, and I put them right back into brass and I reload them, and these will be the next 8.6 blackout rounds I'll load will be using these primers right here. All right, guys, there it is. Another reloading quick tip with primers. And I mean, these work with large rifle, I mean, small rifle, whatever you're doing, this works with about any case. Now, if you have primers that have a lot of tension on them when you seat them, you know, they'll be a little bit more difficult to push back out. And occasionally, if the primer isn't airtight enough and you have to put enough force on it, the anvil might pop out, and the material, the primer material that's in the bottom of those, it's usually a powder. That powder may fall away. Now, if that happens, I toss those primers, but you can see right here, I did probably 20 or 25, and every one of them came back out perfectly. And so, you know, you might lose a couple out of 100 when you're depriming these. So, but that now allows me to take that brass, I can resize it, I can clean it, I can put it right back into my ultrasonic cleaner, pins, tumble, whatever I need to do to completely re-prep this brass before I load it the next time. So, all right, guys, Matt Kentucky Range Time. If you haven't already, please check this little button up here on the side that's got my link to my webpage on it, and that's all my affiliate links. If you want to support KRT, just go to that page and hit the Shop Now button on your favorite vendors and manufacturers there. And if you start shopping from that link, then that will help the page. I mean, it all happens in the background, but trust me, I'll make a small commission off anything you purchase while you're on the websites after you go there from following my link. So any help would be appreciated. Guys, Matt Kentucky Range Time. We'll catch you on the next one.